there, I'm Brian, and I want to talk to you about the upcoming events in the neighborhood. This weekend, head to Specialty Appreciation Defender. If you've applied 12 or more badge points into defense and rebounding, you'll earn double rep for all games.
There's a look at downtown Los Angeles from the air. We're coming to you live from the Staples Center. It's great to be with you on a Monday afternoon as we get set for this broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge, DA, it's all.
Kevin, thanks. Well, among the league's deadlier weapons now is the step-back jumper. Steph Curry said, "You're always in control of the situation with that move. It is pretty effective." Portland's Damian Lillard said, "It's a tough off-balance shot, so it takes a lot of work." But people around the league are putting in that work to become even more effective. Guys?
Thanks, David. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, they've got Adebayo, Trevor Ariza out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Robinson in at the shooting guard. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Oladipo with the ball. And Adebayo throws it down.
And when Oladipo makes passes like that, his team kicks into a whole new gear offensively.
That'll be a 5-second call. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Miami shooting their first free throw of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And the technical free throw is good.
And taken with the 30th pick back in 2011, Jimmy Butler went from 15th man in Chicago, riding the end of the bench, to franchise player in the course of 4 seasons.
Butler on the wing, covered by LeBron. And Adebayo throws it down.
Well, I think Jimmy Buckets has underrated vision. He's more than capable of spotting open teammates and distributing accordingly.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Yeah, a couple turnovers here early on in the quarter, but he's got to just tighten it up a little bit.
Oladipo against Schroeder. Butler from outside. Rebound Andre Drummond. And Greg, it seemed in Chicago and Minnesota maybe Jimmy Butler wore out his welcome. Philadelphia, they had him and they had to juggle multiple stars. But, man, Miami, the Heat handed him the keys, and he has taken off.
And, Kevin, he's shown himself worthy, lifting them to a top seed in the East and himself into the MVP conversation.
Caldwell-Pope pushes to Schroeder, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Now Oladipo passes it to Robinson. Good ball movement here by the Heat. The three. Rebound Andre Drummond. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. It's a 5-point game. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Adebayo passes to Butler, and slam dunk by Butler.
Butler can get up. I mean, people take his hops for granted. That's the easy flush.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
And they're losing their concentration here, guys. Just sloppy with the ball.
Here's Butler. Off the inbound. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And as impressive as the numbers were for Jimmy Butler in the bubble, they don't begin to tell the whole story. He was hitting clutch shots for the Heat during that run in the postseason.
You know, Greg, going back to Jimmy Butler, it felt like each series he had a few big shots.
I mean, everything you want from your leader. The big shots, motivating others, setting an example with his play. Butler played as well as any leader in the postseason.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
And the struggles continue, guys, and really it's about those turnovers. They've been the culprit.
Robinson with it. Picked up by Davis. To the middle. Here's Ariza. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on LeBron James.
Oh, you love how physical Ariza is. Just attacking the D and earning the call in the process.
And Trevor Ariza, a different player now than he once was, but during his prime, he was as athletic as anybody on the floor.
You can say that again, G.A. And he's done a good job adjusting his game as he's grown older. He went from mostly a slasher to a 3-and-D player. I mean, it's allowed him to have a lengthy career. And during Ariza's career, he has established himself as an effective role player and fantastic outside shooter and a tenacious defender.
He hits both from the stripe. And the Lakers decide to take their first timeout here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they have to regroup and revisit their strategy at the defensive end.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And that's 4 turnovers for him here in the first quarter alone. He's got to snap out of it.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Robinson with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Here's Oladipo. Again, the miss by the Heat. Here's Caldwell Pope. Right side Davis. Just 5 on the clock. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And here are the Heat now. 11 unanswered points for him. Robinson kicks to Adebayo. Inside, and it's slammed in by Ariza.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
Back to Davis. Got a piece of it. It's Oladipo on the wing. Over James. Here's Butler. Second chance shot. That's tipped, and they get it back. Back to Oladipo. And at last, they get one to fall.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Timeout called the Lakers. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch, I agree. Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Drummond. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Anthony Davis. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And early in the game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone. I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Going for the juggler right off the bat. I mean, jumping out to an impressive early lead.
Adebayo against Kuzma. Over Adebayo. Kuzma can't get it to go. The Heat leading by 17. To the paint. And Adebayo throws it down.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
They decided to pound the ball inside, using their physicality to set the tone.
Caruso, no good.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Come on, you can't be selfish. You got to be willing to make the next pass. Otherwise, you're just predictable.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Harrell. Dedmon with the block. Right side, Dragic. It's blocked.
Caldwell Pope just has unreal timing on defense. If you put up something soft, he's going to send it back.
1:07 left in the first quarter. They need this one. Doesn't go that time. Now the Heat take it the other way. Here's Hero. Basket good.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Lakers have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Here's Caruso. A three-pointer off the mark. The Heat leading by 23. And here we go. Shots good by Hero.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
.34 seconds left in the first quarter. And Caruso's got the ball here for the Lakers. Still without a basket in the game. From deep three-point range. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. And some changes here for the Lakers. Horton Tucker's checked in. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The Heat also changing it up. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Butler. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Tyler Hero.
Set it up, bring the play in.
Harrell against Adebayo. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Harrell. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. It's Dragic with the drive. And Adebayo throws it down.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Their poise has been tremendous. I mean, excellent at both ends, has them increasing this lead.
And so it's Miami rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. Back to the action after this word. And if you're like me and curious about Victor Oladipo's overall philosophy, listen to this.
I think the biggest thing is just the relentlessness, no matter what.
You know, Greg, I haven't ever heard anyone question his effort.
He came into the league as a raw athlete. Now he's a skilled assassin.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And quite a position here for the Heat to be in. What do you guys think?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, where they disrupted.
Great balance of efficiency and intensity, which is why they hold the early lead.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Heat, Dragic is out there with Kendrick Nunn. Then there's Iguodala. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Dedmon in at the 4 slot. Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Andre Drummond's checked in for Harrell. Davis comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And Dennis Schroeder's subbed in for Alex Caruso. The Heat also changing it up. Lisa comes in for Dwayne Dedmon. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Goran Dragic.
And at last season's trade deadline, Andre Drummond traded away basically for a second-round pick. A shockingly low return for a guy who was once considered a franchise player.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range, just maybe.
Oh, that was an impressive throwdown.
Nice. Woo. And I love it whenever Oladipo gets tricky with it. Putting on a show for everyone with that one.
Drummond working against Nunn. Drummond in the post. And that misses everything. He'd have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And Davis sends it back.
You see how the Browns led the league in swats. Not only the wingspan, but the awareness, reading the game.
Drummond passes to Davis. Over Ariza. Tries again. And it's Drummond missing.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
Down low. Shoots. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Lakers have gone 0 of 4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Lakers working the ball around now. The pass to Adebayo. Finished off the break. Adebayo's got 10 points in the game.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
The Heat have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. They get it back. Shots good by Iguodala.
Well, 6 of their last 10 points coming off the fast break.
And here's Los Angeles. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Will it go? Drummond dishes to LeBron. Over Butler. Ball's knocked loose.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
Adebayo. The Lakers with the rebound. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Caldwell Pope. James, the pass to Davis. A second chance effort. Count that one.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Miami.
The Heat have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Robinson finds Oladipo. Ariza, good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. He's got 6.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And the Lakers have possession. Here's Caldwell Pope. Some solid defense from Robinson.
The D making that layup look very uncomfortable for him. Good aggressive work down low.
Goes back up. And Davis sends it back. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Drummond. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Anthony Davis. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. Then for the Heat, Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Hero comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Dragic in for Oladipo. Reggie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in, is their defensive approach.
Here's Harrell. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Harrell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Harrell is a modern big man. He can stretch it, and he doesn't have to always be inside to be productive for this team.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
James, the pass to Caruso. Launches it. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Wesley Matthews checked in for Caldwell Pope. And Miami with a change here, too. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Duncan Robinson. And it's Miami's ball. They're on an 18-6 run. And Butler gets it to go on the assist by Iguodala. And it's 7 points for Butler.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Matthews. Eight seconds left in the first half. Outside Dragic. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's the Heat as they end the second quarter on a 20-6 run. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Bam Adebayo had it going on in the first quarter. He had 12 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Kenny, let's start with you. What you think about the Heat?
They run their offense to precision, and the difference in field goal percentage, it's striking. They're moving well, running good sets, and the D is just totally flustered. I can't see their lead going anywhere but up in the second half.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA, over.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Bam Adebayo in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
And after a very lopsided first half, We'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Drummond in at the center. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Here's James. Drummond dishes to Schroeder. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout just to try to settle things down.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And it's Davis missing.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track. And as he's aged in the league, Anthony Davis's offense has changed. Now much more of a face-up player.
And that's where his game's been headed. His shot has improved, and he can step out to the 3, facing up and letting him use his burst. Lets him maximize what he can do.
And for everything that Anthony Davis does on the floor, you can't forget about his defense. Still an elite-level defender, guards multiple positions, and turns away a number of shots.
That free throw, no good. And Davis gets a lot of blocks without getting in foul trouble. About a 1-to-1 ratio for him in his career.
Incredible. And he's done a great job of learning how to go straight up, playing vertical. Gets blocks, but doesn't get pulled out of position. Does everything you want from a defensive anchor.
The Heat making a switch here. Adebayo's checked in.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Deflects the pass. Here's Davis. Los Angeles with another miss.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
And Adebayo throws it down.
With strong athleticism, Adebayo can finish just about any lob with his large catch radius. It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
The Lakers have not yet made a free throw in the game, 0 of 2 so far. That one misses for Davis. You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The NBA continues to build international academies to develop prospects from other countries. Already, academy graduates are playing Division I college basketball. And before long, NBA players should start emerging from that pipeline. The league continues to reach out to find overlooked youngsters who have a gift and give them the opportunity. Guys?
Outstanding, David. Thank you.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And Schroeder's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. Right at the free throw line, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Los Angeles making a switch here. Horton Tucker's checked in. Kendrick Nunn, he's checked in for Miami. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile 1 block a moment ago.
And when you're behind in the game, that's what you've got to do. Contest every shot.
Oladipo draws the double. Adebayo with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell-Pope. In the corner, Nunn with it. 6 to shoot. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Oladipo's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Here's Drummond, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, having to handle Drummond inside is a tough task, very tough. But he's going to win the physical battle almost every time.
Kept alive.
seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
Yes, that goes in.
Oh, forget about three-pointers. Give me a look from right in tight. I'll take it all day long.
To the inside, Adebayo lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And that's 20 points for Bam Adebayo. Lakers shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Here's Horton Tucker, guarded by Robinson. Goes up at the stripe. Poked away. And that one's good. Drummond. Drummond's got his second basket of the game.
An elite offensive rebounder. Drummond judges shots, trajectories, and angles so well. I mean, just great hustle.
Pass to Nunn. Robinson for three. Bangs home the trifecta. Robinson's got 5 points now this quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Drummond, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, I tell you what, when Drummond burrows his huge body down low, it's big trouble for the D. All you can do is foul him.
Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in two different settings.
Yeah, I mean, two very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in both those cities.
Exactly. Here's Drummond. Los Angeles with another miss.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Dragic has gone 1 of 3 on the night. Pass to Drummond. 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Drummond is doubled. They get a hand on it. Iguodala against Harrell. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
A few who have played this game have a higher IQ than Iggy. I mean, very smart of him to score on the break right there.
Out to Kuzma. Iguodala with the steal. And now in transition, here we go. Iguodala fires the three. Shot's good by Hero. Hero's got 7.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
From about 19 feet, and it's good off the back rim and in. 9 points in the game so far.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Good on the shot.
And improving as a shot maker every year. Harrell has to be accounted for defensively.
Banked in off the glass. Adebayo's got 24 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
From deep, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Guys, Bam Adebayo getting it done for Miami. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We come back right after this. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And it's Dragic with the ball for the Heat. On the floor for Miami starting the fourth. Hero out there with Dragic. Then it's Nemanja Bjelica. And there's Iguodala. And it's Dedmon into the center position. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Off the inbound pass, and Dragic with the lay-in.
And there's the toughness Dragic needs to show. Able to finish in the face of some very tight defense.
Here's Kuzma, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Kuzma. Here's Hero. And there's the defensive 3-second call. When Kuzma first entered the league, the Lakers were a rebuilding team. Now, Greg, he's one of the more experienced pieces on this team.
And Kuzma's made the most of it, switching to a learning role, tries to absorb as much as he can from the vets, and he does everything he can to pick their brain and improve on those little things in terms of championship caliber basketball.
To the left side wing. Here's Dragic. Got it. Good job in the low post. Dragic has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
From deep three-point range, they get it again. Harrell the pass to Dudley. Over Bielitsa, and it's off the back rim. No good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And he gets the bucket.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Near the three-point line, it's Dragic. The Heat rebound. Here's Hero. Got a hand on it.
An average shot blocker. I mean, you want Kuzma to use his vertical, more to redirect shots.
And he can't stop the run as he misses. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Hero, no good. LA's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Matthews. Here's Harrell. Nice work on the board. It's paying off with the basket.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
To the paint. Here's Dedmon. Rebounded by Dudley.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Outside Dragic. To the right side. Here's Hero. He's covered by Matthews. Bielitsa, that's for 2. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
What anticipation. Bielitsa, he knew ahead of time he was going to shoot the rock as soon as he got it.
Now here's Matthews. He's guarded closely. Dedmon with the block. And here is Iguodala. Dragic looking for an opening. Here's Hero. The kick out to Dragic. Fires the 3. The Heat rebound. Passes it to Hero. Missed it, even after all those chances. Here's Harrell, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Andre Iguodala.
Well, you know, teams look for +6s, players whose wingspans exceed their height by a half foot. Montrezl Harrell is a 6'7" player with a 7'4" wingspan. If you're struggling with the math, ladies and gentlemen, that's a +9.
And between his length and his athleticism, Montrezl Harrell well suited for that role of small ball center, Greg, in today's NBA.
Yeah, I mean, he's fearless. Even giving up a few pounds, a few inches, he'll go right at you and making steady improvements as a rebounder year over year.
Here's Hero. None wide open. Connects from three-point range.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a guy you can leave alone. Not if have any hope of closing the gap.
And stolen by Bielitsa. We've got 1:48 left here in the fourth quarter. To the middle. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And that D, that ain't gonna cut it. Once Bielitsa is established, he's gonna find ways to score.
Horton Tucker. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Morris comes in for Montrezl Harrell. And Dudley subbed in for Matthews. 1:33 left to play in the final quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Heat.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Bam Adebayo.
No fatigue in this fella tonight. Tireless. Grinding out every possession and leading their offense.
And it's the Heat with the ball. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Down low, here's Achua. The dunk by Achua.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game. A sustained effort across the board.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Matthews, he's checked in for the Lakers.
Wesley Matthews.
Here's Miami now.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
That's his first personal foul.
Hero passes to Bielitsa. 36 seconds left in the fourth, and he's good on the three ball.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Here's Gasol, and it doesn't even draw iron. And here are the Heat now. They've got a 22-run going. What a pace. Here's Hero. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, but I just gotta focus on me, this team. Can't worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.